Hello, my name is Amanda Sprau, and for my Action Research project, I decided to investigate factors affecting teacher morale. As an introduction, when we look at this, low teacher morale and high teacher turnover is a known problem across the United States and continues to increase. Each school and district faces its own challenges that can impact teacher morale. And teacher morale needs to be addressed directly by each school and district to reduce teacher turnover so that we can have comparable rates to other careers. The purpose of my study is to investigate what is impacting teacher morale within the school of study so that strategies can be implemented to address those factors. My hypothesis has come from my own experiences at a variety of schools, and most schools do not address the factors that lead to low teacher morale, and this leads to high teacher turnover. In many of the schools I've been at, when there is not as much of a feeling of community and teachers are not feeling valued in their current positions, they tend to either leave the school, leave the district, or leave the profession altogether. And I believe that if these factors can be addressed directly, that there can be a decrease in teacher turnover. The research questions that I wanted to address are what factors are causing low teacher morale within the school that I teach in, and what are effective ways to increase teacher morale to decrease our teacher turnover. Looking through previous research that is done, education faces higher teacher turnover rates than other careers. One of the main factors that's seen is that teachers are not happy with it in their careers because of low pay and low morale. And it's the other thing that was found during the research is that teacher morale is being negatively impacted by the pandemic. So we're seeing higher percentages of teachers feeling unhappy and undervalued in their careers than we have previously, because teachers are continuously being asked to do more with little in the face of the pandemic. There is a lot of research into the rate of turnover, but not necessarily as much into the factors that affect the rates and how to improve them. A lot of times the research shows that we know some of the factors that affect teacher turnover, such as low pay, factors within the school, such as high needs students, low access to different materials. So there's a lot of different factors that can affect teacher morale, and it varies from school to district. And so I think that's why it leads into that there's not a lot of research on how to improve them, because the factors that could be affecting one school are completely different than the factors affecting another one, because we're all teaching in different situations. The methodology of my Action research was to specifically look at the school that I teach at, Arvada West High School. And so teachers from all departments were surveyed at the school, and they were asked a variety of questions with strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree ratings. Then they were asked to explain their responses to gain insight into the reason. The reason I did this is because I wanted to know more of the whys of their feeling. I initially wanted to get a gauge of how everyone was feeling, and it's easy to see the percentages, but then I asked them to explain so that I can understand the why. Because if we don't know the why of how people are feeling, we cannot directly address those issues. Some of the major results from my research show that 70% of the teachers in the building enjoy coming to work most days and feel valued in their positions. There are many mixed feelings right now but most teachers enjoy their work because of the interactions with their students, as well as their coworkers and colleagues. Some departments are experiencing more negative feelings than others due to changes in workload. That was one of the most surprising things, is that when you look at the data, some departments are feeling at a much better place than other departments because there have been changes in workload due to the pandemic. And so the pandemic has obviously affected the results, but a lot of teachers, one of the questions I asked was, how has the pandemic affected your feelings at work? And some teachers, are seeing what has affected their feelings and their value at work. But most have said that it hasn't changed that much, actually, which I was surprised by. Some of the limitations of my study is that only about half the teachers responded and some of the departments had a higher percentage of respondents than others. So I would need to address that to deepen my data collection and to better understand if there are issues, what are the issues within our school so that we can specifically address them. The other limitation is that strategies to increase morale were not able to be implemented during the research to assess their effectiveness. And so that kind of leads into my significance of findings and my next steps, in that the study allows my school to know what is causing our low teacher morale and what they are doing well to ensure that teachers are happy and valued. But now we need to gather more data about specifics. We need to get a larger percentage of our staff to participate in the survey. The survey might also need to be adjusted now that we know some specific factors. But what I would really like to do is implement strategies to address these as a school so that we can really look at how to make our teachers feel valued. I remember one of the respondents saying that just doing teacher appreciation days are not enough. They would like to feel and have more specific feedback from their admin and their evaluators and the teachers around them so that they know that they are valued and appreciated and that their work is not for nothing. I think so many times in a school, our work can get lost in the shuffle of things. And so as a school, we need to implement strategies based on the data that I collected and further data that needs to be collected. Then the really important part is that we share out our progress with others so that we can find what factors are affecting their school's morale and work towards addressing them within their own buildings. I think so many times schools are not willing to face what is causing their teachers to not feel valued. But if we face them head on and we can share out our experiences, I believe that we can address the factors that are causing low teacher morale within schools and districts so that we can have a lower teacher turnover and have more consistency for our students and our communities. Thank you and have a good day.